So hi, I'm Ciaran Kavanagh from John Kavanagh's The Gravediggers pub here in Glasnevin, Dublin. I'm one of 7th generation of the family running the pub since 1833. Myself and my siblings run the bar and the food side of the bar. I'm myself and a head chef here, doing your food, and my sister and brothers look after the drink side of the business. Well, the original bar was built in 1833, but before that it was a residential house for the O'Neill family. So the pub opened up when the cemetery opened up, and the decor was pretty similar. It's Victorian style pub, the bar. Originally where we are now is the lounge, which was built in 1979 by my parents, and then in 2005 we started the food here. So next door, the original bar originally was a grocery and a bar. So when you come into the bar, you'll see some swinging doors, and those swinging doors were to separate the bar side and the grocery side. And in the front there's also ladies snug, where ladies used to drink, or if a couple came in for a quiet drink, used to sit in as well. In the bar there's no music, no TV, no Wi-Fi, no food. Crisps or snacks like that, but really good beer, which is my father, my parents' idea was to make sure that the beer was very good. My father used to work for Guinness's, and then when he left Guinness's, he bought the pub from my grandfather. So he never drank. He pulled one of the best pints you'd ever get, and he had a lot of ideas to keep the Guinness improving, like how to wash the glass, how to maintain the beer, how to keep the temperature, way before people in Guinness's started to do it themselves. So and we worked alongside him as kids, so we would learn from him. And then I left to become a chef. When I came back, we kind of started to get back into the whole idea of the family-run bar, and the Guinness is the whole idea, the pint is the idea. Not just Guinness, but every product you do is the best. And then no music, no TV, we have more time to talk to the customers and to create a relationship. If it's just 5 minutes, how you doing, how was your day? Sometimes that's lost. We find a lot of people come here especially for that. Sometimes it gets very busy and you can't hear each other talking, but that's the bar's philosophy. The lounge where we are right now is where we started doing food nearly 20 years ago, and that's added another dimension to the business, and it's created a good job for people, and it's also given another way of working with people. Newer customers, let's say, a lot of international customers have come for food, and also for the history, and also because we're located beside the cemetery. Any pint or any product should be the same everywhere. That's the first. What we did as kids, when my dad taught us how to look after beer, Guinness especially, was glass hygiene. Make sure your glass is really clean. Good stock rotation of your beer. So don't have it in the place too long or too short. So if a keg arrives on a Thursday, use it next Thursday. Try and give you a couple of days to sit down, relax, and then a couple of days in the cooler, and then tap it and then sell it. How you pour it, the angle you pour it, it's very, very important that every pint you give is the best pint that you would drink if you drank. If you don't drink, it's the best pint you'd like to give to somebody. Again, when it's busy, it's not always perfect, but you try your best. Again, but every pub should be the same. It shouldn't be one pub. But I think because of the closeness we have with our customers, the one-on-one, they'll tell you pretty quick if it's a bad pint, and people come especially for it. So sometimes they're a little bit disappointed, sometimes a little bit more surprised. So
this pub is pretty unique. I think it's one of the last actually family-owned pubs in Dublin City. Certainly, the family still reside here. It has been kept from Eugene's time. He took it over in 73 from his uncle. 72, 73. His family have lived here. He's kept it unique, where he never let the introduction of televisions, Wi-Fi, radio. There's no singing allowed here. You come in here to drink, and you come in here to socialise, and the atmosphere is very, very good, and people really like it. It's authentic because what you see is the way that it's always been here. It hasn't been changed, it hasn't been modified. They've kept it the same way all the time. They've also kept their prices always reasonable, and they're good to the customers, and the customers are good to them. So it's a lovely balance here, and it's a lovely pub to work in, because it's very social. For the fact that there again there's no distractions here. If you come in here to drink, you come in here to talk to other people or stand on your own. It's simple as that. There's no football matches to take away from all the atmosphere. So there's always a good atmosphere here.
Yeah, there's a few ideas why it's called the Gravediggers. We would have a very close relationship with the cemetery, obviously because that was the main gate and we were right beside it, so we would be very busy. But in 1878, the gate closed and we lost a lot of business because people went to the new main gate on the Finglas Road. So when that gate closed, Joseph Kavanagh was the owner at the time, and he started to do some advertising and handing out pamphlets outside the cemetery to tell people to come here for drinks and refreshments. And then he started the grocery department of the pub when the houses were built across the road. So he's I think every Kavanagh kind of does something to keep the business going. And when my father took over, he was 33 years old, so he could come into work earlier and finish late. My grandfather used to close quite early, so when my father opening up later and earlier, younger people started coming to the pub and saw the Gravediggers drinking here after work. So they'd walk in and the Gravediggers would have a uniform on and know, oh, this must be where the Gravediggers drank. We have a good connection, as I said, with the graveyard, so much so that they would knock on the wall, and then my father and my grandfather or anybody else before that would bring a drink through the railings for them to drink, and they would pay, or else they'd pay at the end of the week with their tips from the funeral.